Alright, right off the bat, let me tell you that I know that this isn't what I usually cover here on this channel, and if you're a regular here, you probably already know that. But I really wanted to talk about the situation, and I don't think any of my real life friends care about this internet stuff, so you guys will have to do. Okay, so the trailer, or rather the teaser for the next Star Wars film dropped a few days ago, and obviously, the internet went kind of crazy about it. I wasn't going to do a video just about that because I'm trying to lower my expectations. Being a lifelong Star Wars fan, I was a little disappointed by the last couple of movies, and I decided that in order for me to fully enjoy this next one, I have to just keep my expectations low. That's really the best way to go to the theater or really do anything whatsoever. If your expectations are low, it's easier for the actual life experience match them, and you end up being a happier person for it. So the internet is going a little crazy, and I admit I was pretty excited for the trailer, though I was trying to not be. And I don't do the whole trailer reaction thing. I react to things that I see, like movie trailers or teasers, as is the case here, by just talking about it on Twitter. Which, from a business perspective, isn't the smartest way to put my ideas out there. When I talk to you guys here about the things that I like, the things that I'm excited about, I can pay my bills with that. I can't buy groceries by tweeting about a movie trailer. So maybe I should get into the trailer reaction business. Anyway, in the midst of this excitement for the new Star Wars film, I saw this tweet being passed around on Twitter, and it caught my eye. So I have it here on my phone. So basically it's this lady by the name of Ashley St. Clair, who appears to be some kind of political commentator. She has 55,000 followers. I assume I haven't checked her Instagram. Let's do that now. Okay, so her Instagram presence isn't that big, but she seems to be an influencer on Twitter, at least. And this is the tweet, right? So she says, Star Wars and superhero movie obsession culture has revealed a whole new population of undateable men. Might be worse than men who wear cargo shorts. And then she included a video of... I don't know this guy, and I would like to know his work if he's a YouTube creator. So if you guys know who this guy is, let me know in the comments. I've never seen his work before. So the video is of this guy reacting to the trailer, and usually one of the reasons why I don't care to do trailer reactions like this is because it's not something that I seek out. It's not something that I watch. I don't mean to knock the people who do this or the people who enjoy watching these types of videos. It's just that I'm not that curious about people's reactions. Like I have my own reaction, and that's enough for me. But in this video, right, this guy seems to be at a hotel or something, and he's going through the motions of watching the video, and he's obviously a huge Star Wars fan, and I find it so adorably earnest, like his reactions to it. He's so excited, he starts to cry at one point, and he goes from that sense of awe and wonder to expressing sadness when Carrie Fisher comes on the screen, and he's obviously very excited about this whole thing. And honestly, even as somebody who doesn't enjoy this kind of content, it warmed my heart somehow. And I think part of the reason for that is because I have grown a little disillusioned with Star Wars for a couple of reasons. Chief among them is the fact that I didn't enjoy The Last Jedi that much. And it's not a political thing. Like, it's so annoying. It's exhausting how everything these days becomes political. People say, oh, these people are trying to push their agenda through this movie, or these people are trying to push their agenda through this movie, and I reject that because blah, 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 and it's offensive to me. It's none of that. It's just I didn't enjoy the movie. The pacing was weird. I'm not a fan of Rian Johnson. The fact that so much of the runtime of that movie was based on, aha, look at this, I subverted your expectations, look at this surprise, and aha, I got you, you thought this was going to happen, but this thing happened. Eventually, it just... I didn't like it. I couldn't get into it. So to see somebody being that excited about Star Wars, it reminds me of how wonderful these films can be. And this guy, he seems so excited, so happy for that. And I can't remember the last time I was that excited, that happy, that I felt so deeply about anything, really. So, like, again, it's not even a thing that I like seeking out these reaction YouTubers, but I actually want to watch this guy's content. I want to maybe drop him a line and say, hey, for some reason that video of yours reacting to the trailer, that really moved me. And I hope I can enjoy the next movie as much as you seem to be enjoying that trailer, right? And I got to thinking about what that lady said, right? How she said that this guy is undateable. And not only him, but anybody who would be that excited about Star Wars or superhero Star Wars movie obsession, she said, right? Superhero movie obsession culture is how she phrased it. Anybody else who would be that excited about it would be undateable, worse than men who wear cargo shorts. And obviously she's trying to be funny, she's trying to make a joke, right? Maybe she doesn't even mean that as strongly as it sounds. But it is still kind of mean-spirited. She's putting this guy's content out there and basically mocking him, saying that he's undateable, which is, it's just cruel. It's not that funny. And I'm not a politically correct kind of guy who will refuse to laugh at a joke if it's, you know, a little bit mean or a little bit, you know, politically incorrect. It's not funny at all. You're just being mean to the guy. The guy is not bothering anybody. He's just enjoying something. He's sharing his enjoyment of this trailer with the people who presumably enjoy what he does. And that speaks to this thing on Twitter, social media in general, like the internet in general. You'll find this everywhere, but there's something about Twitter that makes this very prevalent there. It's cool to be a dick. It's cool on Twitter to be an ass. And I fully admit I've been guilty of that myself, but I'm noticing that more and more, and I'm trying to police myself so that I don't fall prey to this. You see that happening in call-out culture, right? When people find out that somebody said something offensive or something they disapprove of years ago, and then they just all pile on that guy and rub his face on it and go after his work or his sponsors. And the people who do this, they are obviously trying to appear righteous. They believe, I'm sure, they're fighting the good fight. But it gets to a point where calling people out over their behavior is more about pleasing your own ego than any kind of justice that you're presumably trying to seek. And in this case, it's even worse because the guy did nothing wrong. He's just reacting to a trailer. It makes me think that this lady, and like I said, she's very political by browsing her Twitter feed. And this is a whole nother subject, but politics in general are very divisive. We have an election in Canada, it was last night. I'm a Canadian citizen, but I don't vote, and I know that people are going to eat me alive for that, but the reason is I don't follow Canadian politics, and I just don't feel equipped to cast a vote. Either way, right? Like that's my fault. Maybe I should be more aware of what's going on politically around me, but for some reason American politics and Brazilian politics end up interesting me a lot more than Canadian politics. That's my bad. But when I see people like this, people who make their whole personality, their whole identity is to argue about politics, the whole partisan bickering 24/7 on Twitter, that will ruin your soul, presuming she even had one to begin with. I have a lot of friends who got into this YouTube business talking about politics, or they started with YouTube and then got pulled into discussing politics, and it doesn't do anyone any good whatsoever, honestly. I still cover a lot of political issues on my Brazilian YouTube channel, but even then, I try to set some boundaries for myself. I try to not categorize people by, oh, this guy's right-wing, this guy's left-wing. I try to at least listen to people. I try not to demonize them because of their opinions, even if it's something that I don't fully agree with. Of course, I'm not trying to say I'm going to be sympathetic towards Nazis or anything like that. I'm just saying most people, at least I believe, are generally well-meaning, even if we don't agree entirely on how to make things better. I'll try to at least listen to them, and if I disagree, I'll try to voice that disagreement with a little bit of goodwill. I'll try not to be petulant about it. I'll try not to be arrogant about it. I'll disagree with people, but I'll try to at least be nice. I want them at the end of that conversation to walk away thinking, you know, Izzy, I disagree with him, but at least he was nice to me. What I'm trying to say is that whether you're on the left or on the right, if you're not talking about committing violence or taking away people's rights or dignity, I will at least hear you out. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because I like to believe that overwhelmingly, the majority of people are well-meaning. And if we act like we're not, it's because there's something about Twitter that brings out the worst in us. I think what I'm trying to say is this. Don't be like this lady, what's her name again? Ashley St. Clair. Don't be like her. Don't spend all of your time bickering about politics on the internet. Don't be cruel to people for no reason just because they enjoy something you find silly. How can you not be moved by that raw human emotion that this guy is showing? He's so happy, then becomes sad, then he's happy again. It was a whole roller coaster of emotions. And yeah, maybe you might think that the reason why he's so excited is silly. It's just a stupid movie about space wizards meant for children. I get that. But what's the harm in that? It's just a little fantasy. It's just a little escapism. Can we just be nicer, a little bit nicer to one another, and spend our time doing something a little more productive than just fighting over politics on Twitter. Honestly, dude, there's so much that can be done on the internet. You can learn a new language. You can play games with your buddies. You can watch movies. There's like a limitless amount of options of things you can spend your time doing on the internet. How is it that so many of us collectively choose the worst way to spend our time, which is creating enemies out of thin air? That's it. I just wanted to get this off my chest. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who feels this way, so I'm eager to read your comments here. As always, if you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe. That helps the channel out so very much. Follow me on social media. The links are going to be in the description. I'm very active on both Twitter and Instagram. I love talking to you guys over there. And that's all the time I have for today. I'm Izzy, and I'm done.